Welcome to my series, Advice for Extremely Specific Situations. I guess this situation wasn't that specific because everybody wants to know, so let's get into it. My top 5-ish plants that are hard to kill for beginners. Before we start, plant number 0 is just a fake plant. There's nothing wrong with getting a fake plant, and studies actually show that our brain gets the same amount of dopamine from a fake plant as we do looking at a real plant because we can't really tell the difference. My only advice for fake plants is to get ones with smaller leaves. The smaller the leaf, the more real it looks. If it's got big fake plastic leaves, you can usually tell even from far away that it's not real. But on to the living ones. Number 1, snake plant. This is recommended to beginners all the time because it's hard to kill. Snake plants do really well in a lot of sunlight, they'll get really big. But if you put them in a place without a lot of sunlight, they just kind of stay the same size. They don't die, they're just chilling. The worst thing you can do to a snake plant is overwater it. But honestly, most things die when you drown them. And if they don't, I don't trust it. Yes, I'm scared of fish. Moving on. Plant number 2, a ZZ plant. My friend had a fake ZZ plant for like 4 or 5 months, and then one day it dropped a leaf. Turns out it was real the whole time. That's how low maintenance these things are. But again, it will die if you drown it, so don't drown it. Plant number 3, the pothos. This is a great one if you want to look like a plant girly without having to learn too much about plants. They're beautiful, they're vining, there's a bunch of different types. Satin pothos, I have one right here. Look how pretty she is. The only thing is that pothos are not as tolerant of low light. If they don't get enough sunlight, they're going to start reaching for the sunlight, which means there'll be a lot of space between the leaves and it's just going to look like a bunch of sticks. They're also very easy to cut and propagate, but that's for another video. Number 4, Philodendron. These are very similar to pothos in that they do need a decent amount of sunlight. They are vining, they're very pretty, they've got little heart-shaped leaves. They grow a little bit slower than pothos and the leaves tend to be a little bit smaller, but those are the biggest differences. Plant number 5, palms. Now I'm a little biased because I live in Southern California, but there's palms that grow in the jungle, there's palms that grow in the desert. They're pretty tolerant when it comes to humidity changes. The only thing is you will need a ton of light for them. So if you've got a very sunny apartment, great. If you put a palm in a dark corner, you will soon have a bald palm, so maybe don't do that. If you put them in bright sunlight, they get big and bushy and beautiful, and they make you feel like you're living in a tropical paradise. Number 6, I think. Aloe vera. These are cool because they grow a little wildly. Sometimes they reach all over the place. They also grow pups, which are little baby aloe veras that grow around the base that you can pluck out and give to friends. Or if you have too much aloe vera, you can squeeze out their guts and put it on your sunburns. Speaking of pups, our next plant is spider plants. Spider plants don't need as much sun as like a palm, but they will need more than like a ZZ plant. Spider plants are cool because they shoot off babies. These are really fun ones to have hanging in your apartment, and they'll just have little with little spider babies at the bottom that you can cut off and give to your friends as little spider gifts. There you go, a whole bunch of plants that are hard to kill. Remember, the worst thing you can do to one of these is overwater it. And if you're not sure about light conditions, put it in the window. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to know a bunch of plants not to buy if you're a beginner, because there are some very pretty ones out there that will die if you look at them wrong. So thank you for joining for another segment of Advice for Extremely Specific Situations. Okay, bye.